who's first to the list right there. Oh, nobody in there yet. I am sharing this to my story. Look at that. Rick in the house first. What's up, Rick? Go Lions. Doing these lock picks today. We're going to pick all the games. Get your notepads ready. We pick them against the spreads. What's up, Jeff? Present and accounted for. Jeff, we definitely appreciate you helping out with our groups. These groups are growing so quickly, it's hard to keep up. Jeff's sitting there making sure that we don't get no spam or any of these bullshit sale stuff. We have an NFL shop link, so nobody else can sell stuff. We can even get you a discount. You go to NFL shop, you use our link, you can get 25% off. Merry Christmas. Don't be spammed or scammed in any of our groups. We work hard for our pages. Good morning, Jordan. We'll get these things going here in a minute. Let's get this countdown going. All right. Crank it up, everybody. Let's go. Let's get these lock picks in. Get them notepads out. Van Dan Campbell, look at him, the lion heart. He is the heart of a lion. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Fred. It is a great day to be a lion. We got to go out to LA. We got to take care of some business. Good morning, Dwayne. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Scott Smith. Good morning, Dwayne, again. Right there. It is Friday. There that ball go. There it go. Woo! Look at that grab. Look at that grab. Gotta like that. Gotta like that. Here we are. It is Friday. Thank goodness it is Friday. How are you doing? It is football talk. Football talk with your host, Russell Wayne. We are broadcasting live into the Detroit Lion New We are broadcasting live into our YouTube channel. We are broadcasting live into NFC North main event. That is our NFC group. And we are broadcasting live into just over 9,000 followers on the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. Thank you so much for your support out there. All of the villains. Now, these are real Lions fans that are out there. We are approaching 10,000 subscribers, and we want to do something special. We're going to be doing something special here soon as it pertains to this page and the success of this page. We would like to be able to give out some experiences, and we're working on some of that stuff behind the scenes right now because we want to be able to do something special because you guys have supported this page and supported this program, and I appreciate you. And one of the guys that's been with me down in the bunkers, down in the thick of it, when we've been fighting, we've been down and fighting. Main Event Mike, welcome to the program.
Good to see you, my fellow soldier.
We are soldiers. We are soldiers.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, almost 9,500. Probably by the time we're done with this broadcast, we'll be at 9,500 followers. Can't thank everyone enough. We're growing, and you know, this is just the beginning.
And we know it's not us. We know it's our Detroit Lions kicking ass. It's not, I mean, it can't be our knowledge. It can't be our knowledge of the game or like the way that we break down tape or do anything like important like that. We just know that we attract a lot of really good like Lions fans, Bears fans, Vikings fans, Packer fans. We enjoy talking football. And we came on here about 5 months ago and started doing this 5 days a week instead of 1 day a week. And it was the best move that we've ever done because we've met so many cool people throughout this process right here. And our Detroit Lions are really, really exciting for the fan base for once in our life because we were also doing shows during 1 and 6 and 0 and 8. And it's just, it wears on you. It wears on you losing and losing, especially when you're invested in it like we are, where it's an everyday occurrence. It's like getting the shit beat out of you every day for 18 weeks.
Yeah, and that's true. We were here when we were 3-13-1. We were getting smashed by Packer fans and Viking fans every day, and we still took it. We were here. The next year, we talked big shit and came out of the gate 1 and 6. You know what? We didn't run and hide. We didn't disappear. We were right here because we believed in this team. And last year at the midway point, they started to turn around, narrowly missed the playoffs. And since then, our viewership has gone up, up, up. You know why? Because we're still here.
That's right. That's right. And you know why? You know why? Because because Dan Campbell knows what's going on. The bottom line says that, we've been here since 0 and 16. You know, we haven't been on this program since 0 and 16, but we went through every single one of those games, hoping that we would not be the one to go 0 and 16. It was must-watch TV to see if we were finally going to get a win, and it never happened. And that's something that you have to live through. Not like the Packer fans and all of their history. How long's it been, Mike?
It has been 780 days since the Packers have beaten the Lions.
My, how times have changed. Wow. We can talk about how great those Green Bay Packers used to be, Mike. That way back in the day, they used to be able to win games all the time, and they used to be able to do stuff. And it's just that vaunted. It's that vaunted history, Mike. It's such a beautiful thing that the tables seem to have turned because I don't know. They did win last week, but we got a big game coming up right here. You told me that you like these cartoon graphics that came in, so I made a little Lions versus Chargers thing here. Who do you got? Lions versus Chargers.
Man, I like it. I
You like
like it.
that? You
Yeah,
like the
you're asking me.
cartoon stuff, man?
I
Like,
do, man. It's pretty cool. That AI is so awesome. You're seeing it all over the internet too. And what you were saying about those Green Bay Packers too. If you head over to our group, it's Detroit Lions main event, or if you head over to our page, it's Facebook Detroit Lions Villain Squad. You'll see the Green Bay Packer fan flow chart. I encourage everyone to check out the flow chart. It describes. Oh, you have it right here for us.
it's always we have it
Awesome.
available. You know,
All roads lead to talk about your history, win or lose. If you are a Green Bay Packer fan.
yeah. If you're a Green Bay, I mean, it seem like it's that. It's like they get to live in this pompous world. Wow. We have the history, and we have the history to bet. You guys aren't anything just because you're winning. Our history trumps your winning. And then when they win, they just gloat. Okay, yeah. We won. So they win, they lose. If they lose, then well, we have our history. But here's the truth of it.
I love Shaq.
Shaq, you ain't hiding. You ain't hiding. We see you, Shaq. We see you in there. That's what they're looking at. All those teams right there. Yeah,
it's like a UFC fight, right? The ground and pound when the Lions are 3-13. Those Packers fans are just on us, just beating us down. We're trying to fight from the bottom best we can, maybe flip them over, whatever we could do. Now we're on ground and pound, and we're only halfway through it, and they're tapping out. It's over.
Yeah, we're getting better. But I wanted to put a shout out to like my new favorite player on the Lions right now, Ifeatu Melifonwu. Thank you, Ifeatu Melifonwu, for getting back to me so fast to support our page, and I want to show that little bit of support right here and right now.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions, and I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast, and I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team, and I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry that you can't talk during that. Like when I put them up from the background, they couldn't say. But what was your comment on that, brother?
Oh, I said, there you go. Ifeatu Melifonwu said my name. Woo!
Oh, yeah. That's really cool, man. I mean, it's like one of those things you send messages out, and I mean, who knows that people are going to be able to send you stuff and have that big of a turnaround? But I swear, it was like to send him a message at 8:00, and by 8:30 this thing was done, and he sent it to me, and I'm just like, I can't thank you enough, man. And I can't thank you enough for how you've came in reserve in that safety slot with injuries and playing very, very well in the secondary. So Ifeatu, man, such a good thing. You like that? I like that a lot. I like it a lot.
We love that pick coming out of Syracuse. He has the length that NFL teams covet in the secondary. He's had some tough injuries to overcome, and he's still hanging in just like us.
All right. So Jason MC jumping in. We might as well get in here. That he says got the skull. That picture of 4 dusty trophies comes up often. Yeah.
Talking about Green Bay.
Yeah. It is what it is. Like, let's talk past Packers histories. Where were the Packers between 1968 and 1990? Yeah. And that's true. Some of the very old school Packer fans that were before Favre remember that you guys went through a Lion-esque type of drought for a while. Sounds like Cowboy fans. That's what Rick says. Dwayne Keene's got the Lions at 28-17. We got a lot of love out there. I think that everybody believes that we're going to win this game, so I hope they don't trip up. Good morning, Fred. Thanks, brother. I'm going backwards right here. Secret Bajent Man. Let's talk a little bit about these Chicago Bears getting a victory yesterday on a game that nobody really wanted to watch. So let's put the graphic up right here. This is the truth of it. Amazon just getting ripped off on their whole deal with the NFL, getting the absolute worst games ever. But what was your thoughts on that game yesterday, Mike?
I watched the entire game, and it was ugly. It was as advertised. It was brutally ugly. Tyson Bagent throwing a lot of balls into the dirt. Bryce Young leading his receivers into big hits. I mean, it was ugly. But I'll tell you one thing I took away from it. Montez Sweat is a bad man, and I should be punished for bad-mouthing him. He showed last night he is a bad man. He was all over Bryce Young all night. After a couple of games of not getting sacks, the Chicago defense stepped up last night. They were all over Bryce Young all night long. I still like Tyson Bagent better than Justin Fields. He made a couple of throws. I'll tell you what, there was an incomplete pass into the end zone for DJ Moore that, I'm sorry. And it was an incomplete pass. He missed his receiver. DJ got one hand on it in a diving catch. But I'm sorry. That's a throw I don't think Justin Fields can make. Only putting it where only your receiver can get it. I feel like that would have been an INT if Justin Fields had thrown it. Definitely, I won some easy money last night. I put a bet on DJ Moore going over 4.5 catches against his old team. And that's what really stood out to me was you saw Deontay Foreman running almost 100 yards. He had a great game. DJ Moore tearing him up right from the opening snap. Look, folks, those are two guys that played for the Carolina Panthers last year. Kudos to Ryan Poles for pulling their best two players out of Carolina and getting them on his squad. I mean, that was a coup. That was awesome.
What was that point? Awesome. What was that point spread, Mike?
What was that point spread? Was it 3.5?
It was 3.5, right?
Yep, and I took the points, so I won.
Right. Didn't I take the points?
You and I took the points.
We took the points because
who was our guest? Who was our guest? Because they took Chicago.
We actually thought that the Carolina Panthers were going to win the game outright. Yeah. At least me and GT did.
Yeah.
And you know what? But I think it's kind of a funny thing. And what I'm going to say about Montez Sweat, I remember when he was coming out, he was one of those guys that ran the track star type of thing. He ran a 4.41 40 at the combine, Montez Sweat, at the speed that he has right there. And he's starting to put it together. And I see why he gave that mobile quarterback like Bryce Young fits yesterday, because you couldn't outrun the big guy. Yeah. The big guy is faster than you, and you can't outrun him. So I'll say that there. And the other thing is, it's kind of funny because they have Carolina's pick. I saw a couple of these memes that were out there about like, hey, so what? You beat us. We get a better draft pick. The Chicago Bears might actually have one of the coolest things that could happen to them, because they really didn't hurt their draft stock. If they lost, their draft pick would have been better. If they win, well, then their other draft pick is going to be better. So they were in a win-win situation. And you and I were talking about this. What do you think about this possibility of the Chicago Bears owning the number 1 and the number 2 pick in the draft next year?
Right. Well, if the season were to end today, they'd pick 2 and 3 with only Arizona ahead of them, with their $46 million quarterback, Kyler Murray, coming back this week. Very good possibility that down the stretch, Arizona could win 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 games even with Kyler Murray. He's that good. I'm not a big believer in him, but definitely good enough to win a few games. And that would then catapult the Bears and the Panthers pick ahead of Arizona. By all rights, they could draft 1 and 2. And wouldn't that be amazing to get Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. with 1 and 2. And then, you know what? The defense last night really impressed me. I mean, Yannick Ngakoue, Justin Jones, the only guy left from the D-line from last year, both got a sack last night, and it was directly because Montez Sweat was flushing the quarterback to them. So, definitely their secondary, I've always said, I even got laughed out of one thing because I said they had a good secondary. You saw Kyler Gordon at the line of scrimmage making a lot of tackles. Jaquan Brisker's a superstar back there playing safety. Eddie Jackson back there. And then Tyreek Stevenson, the most picked on corner in the league. Opposing teams are picking on him more than any other corner around the league. And the kid's stepping up. He's nice, long, 6'3", comes out of the U from Miami. He's a guy that we were looking at the Lions taking in a later round. Looking good. So I think their defense is in good shape. They could make the first 2 picks on offense next year and still fill that defense in the later rounds. So I like the position Ryan Poles has the Bears in. There was a really neat graphic that I saw the other day about how they let Khalil Mack walk out of Chicago because he wanted $23.5 million. They let Roquan Smith walk out of Chicago because he wanted $20 million. And they decided that was too much for 2 Pro Bowl players. Well, then they bring in Montez Sweat, who's never had double-digit sacks, and they give him 24.5. So you're thinking, man, this is dumb. But maybe not, because that's a younger player, and he's big, and he's fast, and we may not have seen the best of Montez Sweat yet. Might be looking like a masterful stroke by Ryan Poles. We've said all along we like Ryan Poles. Not so much do we like Eberflus or Justin Fields. So it wouldn't be a surprise if Ryan Poles cleans house at the end of the year, gets his own coach and his own quarterback in.
Yeah, I like that call, Mike. And they're building a team that kind of reminds you, it's in the opposite way, but the Lions, the way that they built the team, how they started out slow, and some of these younger players are starting to figure it out, and they're getting a little bit better. And I expect them to progress. And I thought that they would be the team that would come out and progress out and be the second best team. I think we're going to knock them back down to reality, which might give them their what they want in firing Eberflus at that time, if we can get a good beat down on them, and then they'll have their structure in place. I think Ryan Poles is a pretty good GM, and if they put the coaching in there, it seems like they got a couple players here and there. So what do you guys think out there? Bear fans, or even, if you're a Lion fan, Viking or Packer fan, what do you think about what the Bears are doing? Are you putting a lot of stock into this win? I mean, they beat the Carolina Panthers yesterday with Bryce Young, and they got a 3-point win. What do you think? Are the Bears coming out of the basement, or is this just we just fluffing up these guys that are going to be good next year, and they're looking to pick 1 and 2? Like, what do you guys think out there? Jason says skull. And I wanted to hit one up that Jeff Addison had said here. Let me see, because he said something about the Marines having a birthday today, and I wanted to put up his comment, and I can't find it now. Happy birthday to the Marines. And if I can find Jeff's comment, I'll throw it up there. But of course, I lost it. I'm sorry, guys.
There's a rumor floating out of Minnesota today that they are working right now to try to re-sign Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. They must have heard, they must have heard my skull they must have heard my skull acronym of the day, which was sign Kirk or lose.
Sign Kirk or lose. They're listening to the acronyms. So Jeffrey added, happy 248th birthday to the Marines. And we definitely want to say that, because we definitely support our military on this show. 100%.
I'm wearing my Salute to Service Lions hat that I got off the NFL Shop, along with my crispy new Lions jersey I got off of NFL Shop.
Did that link that we have in our description actually give you 25% off, or is that just bullshit?
Actually, I followed the link, and there was there for 25% off, but there was another code to get 30% off, brought to you by M&M Mars. I think it was Snickers was the code. I put in the code Snickers and got the extra 5%. So I actually got 30% off all this gear.
Wow.
Got it shipped together. So I only paid shipping once. It was a great deal. Really happy with it. It's high quality, top of the line.
That's awesome, man. Like, the last thing that I want to be is a douchebag salesman, and at least we can give them a discount, if they use our link. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not here to sell you anything, folks, but if you do have NFL fans on your list, check out the description of this very broadcast. You will see a link to NFL Shop. We are an official affiliate marketing partner of NFL Shop, and get at least 25% off when you use our link, NFLshop.com.
So just so you know, it takes you to the Lions website. So if you're a Bears fan, you're actually going to have to click to the Bears spot. Don't just think it's all Lions. You can get it from any team. It's any team in the NFL.
And don't worry, Bears. When you get over to the Bears part, it doesn't have any big words. It's all good.
Dwayne says, been here since 0-16. Also, been a fan for a long time in my life. Fan, win or lose, no matter what. My team, Detroit Lions. I like that. Dwayne's in here every single day. So, and Fred's been coming in here too. Good morning to Brent. The Bears won. There you go. Bandit Sports, not no more. Let's go Lions. Yes, I think that the same old Lions thing has went right out the door because you can use logic on these SOL fans. Oh, it's same old Lions. Oh yeah, you're right. We start out 6-2 and win that. We do that every year.
Great to see Bandit Sports on here. You should come on the show one of these days, Bandit.
Absolutely. And as soon as we hit 10,000, these podcasters, we are going to be unleashing our afternoon programming. Is when we get over 10,000, we are going to add a couple other podcasters to this main event roster. So if you are a podcaster, just send us a message if you are interested in getting one of the slots on our network. And we reach a couple thousand people every single day. So like that. You like that? You like that? You would like that.
Yeah. Our YouTube presence is increasing too. It's a really good experience to watch the show over there on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please click the like button. Many times we have more viewers than likes, which doesn't make any sense. If you're watching, just reach down and click like. It's real easy.
Let's go see where they're at right now. I want to see the number. Here we go. We have the 25 people that are watching and 10 likes. Yes, if you could go out there while you're watching the YouTube program, just go pow, hit that like button, smash it like, oh yeah, the Macho Man's on the top rope. Dig it. He sees the like button down there. The Macho Man, smash that elbow down onto the like button, brother. Oh yeah. That message was from the Macho. That was a better. Was that a good impression?
Yeah, your Macho Man way better than your Schwarzenegger.
Okay. Come on. No, it's just
take my hand if you want to live.
Now that was bad. Now come on, mine's bad. Oh gosh, here's the villain squad right there. We have over 9,000 villains right now, and we love talking some football right here. But let's get into what we said we were going to get. We talked enough about them Bears and that awful game that everybody was forced to watch. And we don't even want to talk about it anymore. That was what it was like. It was painful. It was painful. We saw those guys running around. Amazon Prime should be sending an angry letter to the NFL for giving them such shitty games. But let's move on.
I do a couple of impressions real good. You want to see my best one? It's called, this is my best impression. It's called A Packers Fan After a Loss. You ready? Here we go. You like that? You like that? You like that?
That was, yeah. They go into witness protection. God, the Packer fans were
Packer
worse
fan
than
after
the
loss.
Viking
Want to see it again? You want to see it again?
Yeah. All right, so let's get into these lock picks, man.
Isn't it Prediction Friday? That's what I was just about to say.
It's Prediction Friday, and you like DraftKings. I like DraftKings. Let's use their point spreads right here, right now. Sunday, November 12th.
Before you do it, can we review last week real quick?
Go. I'm sorry. Actually, let me turn this camera off. I got to go get a lighter so I can have myself a smoke. And why don't you give them the rundown from last week, and I'm going to go do that.
All right. So last week, Russ and I picked 11 games each. We did not pick all the same games, but we still came out with the same record. 6 wins, 5 losses. Doesn't sound that good, I know, but that's actually what the average is of the best handicappers in the world is a little over 55%. So 6-5, we both went. A couple of heartbreakers that would have pushed us well over that. But, you know, Vegas is so good at picking the points. There was a half-point differential or a full-point differential in over half of these games, and we still came out plus 500 at 6-5. As far as the lock picks, I can tell you that Russell Wayne for the year is 6-3 on his lock picks. That's very good, folks. 66%. I am also 6-3, having probably my best year of lock picks ever. So 6-3, both of us on the year for our lock picks. We both go 6-5 for the record last week.
You just shut yourself off somewhere, Mike. I don't know how you shut yourself off. I can't hear you now all of a sudden. I don't know. No, you're off. Unmute your mic. Try unmuting your mic.
Can you hear me now?
There you go. Okay, cool. All right.
When I banged the table, it made the mouse click the mute button. I'm so sorry. What I was saying is,
Oh, you're good.
for the season, our lock picks are 6-3, each of us. And last week, we each went 6-5. So we are neck and neck, Ross. After you blew me out last year, picking 13 out of 18, that's absolutely otherworldly. But I will let you know, at 6-3, you are on that same trajectory this year. And because you blew me out so bad, I've been taking a lot more time to pick against you because I don't want you to embarrass me the way you did last year. So we want to do the best we can for you. If you're in the betting sphere and you're taking our advice, we want you to win if you're using our picks. So,
that's right.
So first we'll go down. First, what we need to do is figure out what the lock pick is, Russ.
I don't know. I think that you can go and when you get convicted, if you see a lock pick and you're feeling convicted on it, just call it your lock pick. We can go through them one by one here.
Okay.
And if it stands out to you, I mean, go out there and the way that I don't know if they understand the lock picks. I'll re-explain these. Like, we're gonna pick every single one of these games, and you guys can do every one of these games too. But the lock pick is the one that you are the most sure of. That will be your lock pick. And I'm telling you, this is harder to do against the point spreads than you think that it is. But pick one game that you think is your lock pick and then put that in the comments. So let's start up here at the top where you got the Indianapolis Colts -2 versus the New England Patriots.
Are you using DraftKings?
I'm using DraftKings.
Because 5 minutes before we went on, that spread was 2.5. Are you seeing 2?
I am seeing 2 right now. Let me see.
On DraftKings.
I'm NFL odds week 10. It's in black, right?
Yeah. I don't know,
right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, is the website in black?
Let me run them down since I got them all wrote down in order.
Okay.
So the first game on the slate is actually Green Bay at the Pittsburgh Steelers -3.5. Packers coming into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh in a dogfight in their division. I hate this 3.5 points. If it were 3, I might take Pittsburgh, but I'm going to take Green Bay because I like the half point there.
Okay, well, I think that the Green Bay Packers are going to get exposed in this game. I'll say that is not enough that Pittsburgh is going to cover that 3.5. It actually says 3 on mine right here, but I'll give them that 3.5, and they're going to cover that and beat them by more than that.
I don't understand why we have different point spreads when we're looking at the same app. That makes no sense to me.
It says DraftKings.
I'm looking right off the app where you can actually place the bet. You're probably looking at something that was posted online from DraftKings.
Sportsbook DraftKings.com. Sportsbook.DraftKings.com is what I'm looking.
All right.
It don't matter. But you
got Pittsburgh. You got Pittsburgh.
Give me Pittsburgh.
And 3.5 you're giving up.
I am giving up 3.5. Yes, the Green Bay Packers. Yes.
All right.
Jordan Love is seen on them. What did he say? This is how I feel. This is exactly. We made this thing up for this reason. It's Green Bay right there. He's looking at them good teams on the schedule. Here they come. Right there.
Yeah, they got 3 in a row that are going to be tough for them. I think they cover the spread if they don't win the game. Green Bay, they're scratching and clawing. They got Rashawn Gary coming back. I like them on the road. Pittsburgh, I think, is they play up or down to their competition, and they haven't blown anyone out all year. So I like the 3.5 here, Green Bay. Next game is New Orleans at Minnesota. The Saints are favored by 3 points. What do you like, Russ?
Let's see.
The Pastronaut.
The Pastronaut, and what's the points again? Give it to me again.
New Orleans -3, so they are favored by 3 points on the road. You'd have the home underdog if you took the Vikings and the Pastronaut. Justin Jefferson might play.
Let me see here. You know what? The pasture. I think they come back down to earth. It's New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's Minnesota plus 3. God, I hate 3.
Yeah,
God.
Minnesota is getting points at home.
Getting points at home, but I don't know. I think Kamara's too much. Give me the Saints -3.
Russell with the Saints -3. I like the Vikings +3 for that same reason. They're at home getting points. Even if they lose by 1, I still win the bet. I think Josh Dobbs is a gamer, and there's not enough tape on him with Minnesota to know. New Orleans is a mid-tier team. They lost to the Packers, for crying out loud. Yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota +3 in that one. Next game, the one we all care about, Detroit, a favorite on the road on the West Coast against the Chargers. And before you pick, Russ, I spoke to Greg Rice, our West Coast stat master, last night, and he's been to every Lions game on the West Coast in the last 20 years. He hasn't seen them win on the West Coast since 2011 against the Raiders. They've never beaten the Rams over there. They never beat the Chargers when they go out there. In fact, they're never a favorite when they go out west. But this Sunday at 4:05, they kick off as a 3-point favorite against the Chargers. I like Detroit to cover the spread because I'm a glutton for punishment. What about you?
I like Detroit to cover the spread too because I am a homer. Okay. Yes.
At least you're out of the denial phase.
Yeah, I'm a homer, so like those ones right there, don't take me serious on those bets right there. I'm not thinking straight or whatever. I am a homer. I think they're going to win every single one of their games. Let's go.
Next game. New England Patriots are at home, and they're getting 2.5 points. So they're a home underdog against the mustache. Gardner Minshew in the Indianapolis Colts, -2.5 at New England.
Colts -2.5 at New England. Oh my God, New England. Oh, it's so bad. They're so bad. They're so bad. They don't have Tom Brady. Give me the mustache. Give me the mustache -2.
2.5.
-2.5. Let's go.
Okay. Twice this year, I've taken the New England Patriots and lost. I'm going back to the well. I think there's too much pride on this team. There's still some former Super Bowl champions on that team. Bill Belichick's still there. They are at home. Indy is an indoor team. They're going to be playing outdoors. I think 2.5 is just too many. If this would have been a 1-point spread, I'd take the Colts, but I'm taking New England in 2.5 because, again, I'm a glutton for punishment. This will be the third time. If I lose, this will be the third time I've lost taking the Patriots. And by the way, in case you were wondering, I hate the Patriots. So next game, Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud, the greatest, and I'm already calling him the greatest Ohio State quarterback of all time to play in the NFL, at the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are a 6.5-point favorite. Houston at Cincy.
Houston at Cincy. Give me Houston. Give me the points. This Houston team is better than people think it is.
Wow. We have not agreed except on the Detroit game on any game yet. I'm going to take Cincinnati -6.5. I think the Bengals are all the way back. Joe Burrow moving around in the pocket from that calf injury. They're beating good teams. They beat San Francisco. Now they get some home cooking. They're trying to keep pace with the Baltimore Ravens. They play the following week against the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football. They want to come out of this home win before they go on the road, and they will be even with the Ravens. I like Cincinnati -6.5. Next game, Tennessee Titans at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers are -1. Interesting game here. You want me to pick first on this one while you think
Yes,
about
please.
it? Will Levis starting at quarterback for Tennessee going on the road against Tampa, who just come off a heartbreaking loss to the Houston Texans. I still won my bet. It was my lock pick last week because they knocked out the kicker, and C.J. Stroud kneeled on the ball on the last play of the game instead of kicking an extra point to make me lose. So Tampa Bay, they got me the win last week in a loss. I'm going to take them again, -1 at home to give me the win in a win.
Nice. And I'm going to agree with you right there. I think Tampa Bay's a pretty good team, and the Derrick Henry, and they just traded away some of their players. Will Levis kind of came back down to earth a little bit, and give me Tampa Bay. I think they might roll in this game.
Yeah, they got a tough defense. Vita Vea is really hard to run on,
Yep.
and Derrick Henry's going to have a hard time. And if you're going to be relying on Will Levis, I'll take the opponent. Okay, next game. it's tough. This is a tough division matchup. The Baltimore Ravens are at home, -6.5 versus the mistake on the lake. Cleveland at Baltimore. Cleveland versus the old Cleveland. 6.5. This is always a tough game, Russ. I know this one pulls at your heart a little bit. The Art Modell Bowl, Baltimore -6.5 at home against that vaunted Cleveland defense.
You like that? Oh yeah, I like that. The line, it's a division game, and you know how I feel about division games. It doesn't matter, and these are two really good teams, especially the way that the Browns are playing on defense. So I think this is going to be a low scoring game, and 6.5 points is way too much. Give me Cleveland. Give me the points.
Russ, I love that call because I agree that Baltimore will probably win this game. They have PJ Walker at quarterback in Cleveland. He's been doing okay, but I can't see him beating Lamar on the road. But I also think the 6.5 is a lot. But just for the hell of it, I'm going to take Baltimore and hope they win by a touchdown.
Right on.
Next one. It is the San Francisco 49ers on the road, giving up points to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags are +3. So the Jags are at home getting 3 points against a team that's on a 3-game losing streak, but they are coming off the bye. San Francisco at Jacksonville, who you got?
I think that the San Francisco 49ers are going to punish this young team. I think they're pretty mad with Nick Bosa and company. Now they got Chase Young coming in on the side. Oh gosh, I think this might get ugly. They may kill the Avatar. So give me San Francisco. Give me San Francisco all day to cover that.
San Francisco -3 against Jacksonville. Jacksonville, I think, is the streakiest team in the league. They're up, they're down. They beat a good team, then they lose to a bad team. This one's a really tough. I would never bet on this game. I'm going to go ahead and take the home dog with the points. I'll take Jacksonville +3 and hope it's a close game.
Detroit fan man says right there that they give me the Jags. San Francisco going to get wrecked again.
Yeah, he thinks it's a total upset and it's a 4-game skid for the Niners. Unbelievable.
Yep, Bengals win. Let me catch these up here. I've been bad about it. And this is me acknowledging you guys out there. I appreciate you guys for being involved into this. We got a one pride right there. Let's see. Making work for taking New England. We got Dwayne on the New England kick right there. Detroit fan man says, do you think Gibbs and Monte get more shine for us? Let's get back to that. I'm going to star that question. We'll get back to that after we're done doing the picks. Bengals win out. Take the Bengals.
Yeah, I think so too. The Bengals seem to be all the way back. They were my preseason prediction to win the AFC, and it looks they are on a roll. I think they've won 4, maybe 5 in a row now.
Right. So we got Paul Jones, Ravens by 9, Tampa Bay with Dwayne. Right there. Let's see. Brent has to go, but thanks, Brent, for coming on to the show and being and hitting the comments, man. We like it when you guys participate. Dwayne also says Baltimore and the Jags. Rick says Jags all day. Now we're caught up right there. I want to make sure everybody.
Now I'm scared. Everyone's picking the Jags. I should change my pick because everyone's usually wrong. But Dwayne seemed to be picking every team I had. So let's hope you're right, Dwayne. We ready to jump back in then? It is Atlanta.
Let's jump back in. Yep.
It is Atlanta coming off a tough loss at home against the Vikings. Atlanta going all the way out to Arizona. The return of Kyler Murray. Don't we have a shot of Kyler Murray warming up?
Let me see if I can find out. Oh yeah, yep. Did I bring it? Oh, maybe I didn't. Oh shoot.
Anyway, Kyler Murray looking really good, and you can tell by this photo if Russ will get it up there. Looks like he's back into regular season form.
I gotta find. Oh, there she is. I gotta put it back in. I don't know where it went, but now there it is. There we go.
He is.
Kyler was warming up. I think that it's gonna look good. And right there, as a matter of fact, right there, what is the point spread on that game?
It is Arizona +2, so they're the home underdog with 2 points.
Give me Arizona +2 right there because I am rooting for these Bears to get the number 1 and the number 2 pick. So go Arizona.
You're rooting for the Bears to get the top 2 picks?
Why not? That's like unprecedented.
Because
And
they're
that
in our
means that
division, that's why.
their team, well, it's going to be 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, 3 and 5.
Look
Like,
at Kyler Murray. Look at Kyler Murray standing tall in the pocket.
That's right. The real reason is I have Kyler Murray on my fantasy football team. Okay, I admit it. Okay, I don't really.
Well, I am going to take the Atlanta Falcons. I think they're going to win by a field goal. The point spread is only 2. They might win by more than that. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to stop the run attack. They had such a tough loss last week. Taylor Heineke is a better quarterback than he showed last week.
Right.
Give me Atlanta and -2.
All right,
Next,
then.
now here's the biggest spread of the day, Russ, and I know you love these big point spread games. It's the dumpster fire Giants at the Dallas Cowboys, a divisional game. And what do you think, without looking, what do you think the point spread is? It's the biggest spread of the year.
It's got to be at least 15.
It's more than 15.
Oh.
It is the biggest point spread of any game so far this year. It is Dallas -17 points. That's 3 scores. Okay. New York Giants +17. Who you got?
Gosh, man. I have to stay true to the form right there. That's too many points, man. They can get blown out and I can still win. Give me the G-Man in the 17, baby. Let's get the G-Man.
Just a quick recap, Russ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In week 5, you took the Giants +12 against the Dolphins and lost.
Right?
And then at week 13, the very next week, you took the Giants +14 against Buffalo and won.
That's right.
So now you're taking the New York Giants +17 against the Dallas Cowboys on the road.
We're going. Yes, we're going to the well again. Give me the G-Man. I'm going to make that money off that shitty team. Let's go.
I crazy as it sounds, I'm going to take the Giants too, and that's because it's a divisional game.
It's crazy. 17 points. What is this?
They have a better defense than that.
It's like USC versus Rutgers. Like,
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm taking the Giants also. 17 is just too many. Put it in the comments. Tell us what you think about that point spread. 17 points in Dallas. Are the Cowboys good enough to beat a division opponent by 17 points? That's a tough one. They lost to the Cardinals. Dallas lock. 17 points.
But the funny thing is like, Rick, go bet that. And when they're up by, like 14 points and they start kneeling on the ball to end the game rather than going to it, just remember that you said that. I know that the Dallas should whoop their ass. They will whip their ass. But the thing is, this is the NFL. And then you get the garbage touchdown at the end. They're down by 20 and then they score a touchdown against their backup defense in the fourth quarter to bring it down to 13, and then they just kneel on the ball. I'm not giving any credence to anything that the New York Giants are doing, just so you know. This is not because we're not taking the Giants because they're a good football team, because they're not.
Right. But they are who we thought they were.
They are.
Do you feel good enough to make this your lock pick, Russ?
I do.
Yes.
This is my lock pick right here. I am going to lock it in. The Giants cannot suck this bad.
All right. Russ's lock pick is the New York Giants +17, y'all. All right. Okay, moving on. Next one is the Washington Commanders at the Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are a 6.5-point favorite at home against the lowly Commanders. After getting stomped the last couple of weeks by the Seattle has not been looking good. They got beat by the Ravens really badly. I think they're going to come back home and they're going to get right, and they're going to beat Washington by more than 6.5. Yep. So I got the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think I usually don't like taking more than field goal spreads. You know that. But even with this, the 6.5 ain't going to be enough, because this reminds me of when the Lions got their ass whooped by the Ravens. Well, they came back the next week and put it to an average team. And that's what the Washington Commanders are, is they're an average to maybe below average team right there. And Seattle's just too damn good. They're going to get right. Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet are going to go off.
run all over Washington now that they've gotten rid of
Absolutely.
all their good defensive players. So,
Absolutely.
so Russ has Seattle as well. That's Seattle -6.5. All right, last game, and this is second to the last game before Monday night. This is my lock pick. It is the New York Jets at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are -1. I'm taking the Raiders at home now that Josh Dumpster Fire McDaniels is out of the building. The Raiders are playing well. Antonio Pierce, a former player, is letting them play freely. Vegas is at home against a Jets team that is spiraling out of control. Give me the Vegas Raiders -1.
Yep, and I'm gonna agree with you. And if I had a chance to do it over and you didn't take this would be my lock pick right there. This is a different Raiders team. They actually called out Josh McDaniels because they didn't like the way that he looked. They're like,
Right.
I think that I can't even stand looking at your face when I come in the morning. They had this talk. Like, you cannot win in the NFL if you hate your coach that much. And they just bring in this other player coach, and all of a sudden the talent shows up. Holy shit. Oh, wait, we do have Josh Jacobs, a good offensive line, and awesome wide receivers, and the best defensive player in the league on our team. Wow, we can win games. Look out for the Raiders to rattle off 3-4 out of 5 right here and be in contention for the ASC.
Even with a rookie quarterback, and one guy you left off, Devontae Adams, top 3 wide receiver in the league on anyone's list. They have weapons. They got punished by the Detroit Lions, and they're coming back hard with a vengeance. The Jets defense is for real. I think this could be a low-scoring game. I love that the point spread is only 1, so that's my lock pick. Vegas Raiders -1. What do we got here? Cowboys are going to blow out the Giants, but I'd love to see an upset. Oh, yeah, that would be great to see the Giants upset the Cowboys at home for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying – look, guys, I don't think that's going to happen. It would be great. I hate the Cowboys probably the most out of any team that isn't in the division. You know, like it's just – and it's grown over the years. It used to be the Baltimore Ravens for me, but it has grown just because I've seen fan bases and I've seen the way that they act and everything like that. This Dallas Cowboys and their fans, I mean, they rival as bad as I think Green Bay Packer fans are.
Mm-hmm.
It is like that. But the thing is they're more obnoxious even when they're losing.
Mm-hmm.
They go out there, they lose a game by 400 points right there, and they come out the next day and be like, look, Dak Prescott, just as good as Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what the
I hate the Cowboys as well, worse than any team. I've always historically hated all things Boston, Celtics, Red Sox, Patriots. But this year, the Patriots played the Dallas Cowboys, and I found myself rooting for the Patriots. So I know now in my heart that I hate Dallas, like probably more than anyone but Green Bay. How did we get on that? Oh, because somebody had a comment.
Right. Yeah. Steve is real. Yeah. I say the Steelers win 14-10 and cover that 3.5. Sorry. Just got here.
Wow. He's a Packer fan.
I hope we win, but just don't say it. Well, they're on that trajectory of draft pick right now where they want to show out but almost win. Right? Like, we know how that feels. Like, hey, don't get punked out so I can cheer for the team a little bit. But can we get that better draft pick, please? Like, help. Was that all of them?
Nope. We got one more. 13 games we pick in today. And the last one is the Monday Night Football game.
We're out.
It is the Denver Broncos at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo is -7.
Buffalo is -7. And I'm just like, wow. Wow.
In Buffalo.
In Buffalo. But I got to tell you something. I am so proud of Denver Nuggets for winning the championships, but the Broncos are going to get smoked by Josh Allen. They're going to cover them points. Give me the Buffalo Bills.
I agree. Buffalo 7 is just isn't enough. I think at home they're going to come out. They're a much better team up and down the roster. They're so much deeper than Denver. The weather might be kind of shitty up there in Buffalo, and I think when you leave the altitude of Denver, I mean, Denver has an advantage in the altitude, but they have a disadvantage on every road game, I think. So, yeah, give me Buffalo -7 against Denver, and that's all 13 picks. And Russ, I'll have you know, out of 13, only 4 of the games did you and I pick the same team.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Fred says the Bills are struggling. They are. And that's a thing that you got to take into consideration. This is the NFL here. Now, in the NFL, a lot of teams, when you look at them, if you bet against struggling teams, you probably lose a lot, because the teams that are struggling, because it's the NFL, they figure out ways to win in the NFL a lot of times, especially those teams that are in the middle. And I think the Bills are somewhere in there, 7 and 15 in power rankings or whatever you want to call, somewhere in there. And that's the type of team that when they lose a couple games, like the San Francisco 49ers, those are the type of, they have the mentalities. They have the right guys in their locker rooms to get their mentality right to get back into winning. Right. Teams like San Francisco don't lose 3 in a row, okay? So they're mad. The Bills don't normally lose a lot of these games. They got a good defense, and they have a good team, and good teams figure out ways to get it right.
Right, and they've been up and down all year. Like he says, the Bills are struggling, and then they'll come back and they'll beat Miami, and you think, oh, they're back. And then they come back and they play down to their competition and almost lose to the Giants. So, yeah, I think that they're too much for Denver, and this spread could be 10, and I'd probably take Buffalo at home.
Wow, this is interesting. Like, if the Bills lose that one, do you think that anybody in Buffalo's their jobs are in jeopardy? I mean, that's pretty bold right there by Rick.
It is bold when you consider Sean McDermott. If that's who we're talking about, they love him there. They just love him there.
Fred says, I still give Bills the win, but it'll be closer than 7. And that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
He thinks Russell Wilson and company can keep it close in Buffalo. And I think I would never bet money on this game. That's for sure.
Yeah. Denver's weird because they just knocked off the Chiefs. But you got to understand that the Bills aren't in their division. Like, division games are different, guys. They play each other twice a year, and they know each other a little bit better. Those games are normally a little bit closer, and you can get got by some of the teams that are in your division. That's why I love the fact that I could say that the Lions got 5 easy wins coming up in the division, but they're division games, right? I think we're better than Minnesota. I think we're better than Chicago. I think we're better than Green Bay. But that doesn't mean that one of those teams ain't going to come in and get a victory, because it's a division game. And that's what happens, right? Well, right. The Bills and the Broncos, that's not a division game. They're not used to playing the Bills. I don't know, because they could get in there, because that is that high point spread, That's that thing I don't like to say. If I lose, that's usually because something like that. I could usually pick games pretty good, but sometimes those point spreads, man, that's sneaky. That's how they get you in Vegas, dude. Be careful when when you're betting out there.
And it's very, very close. It's amazing how close they get with the point spreads. Like I said last week, we each went 6 and 5, but the point differential on some of these games was a half a point or a point. Otherwise, we could have easily each had 10 wins. So that just shows you how paper thin the room for error is. And again, today we picked 13 games. If you're following along, our lock picks for today, Russell took the New York Giants on the road plus 17 points against the Cowboys. And my lock pick was the Las Vegas Raiders at home -1 against the New York Jets. So we'll see you again next Friday and talk about these picks and predictions and lock picks like we do every week.
Right on. I had somebody in here, and I want to check this here, the Lions gears, that they let me do it right there. No, it says that it's working. 30% off. I had somebody that hit here. I don't know if you hit the wrong way, but it's the NFL shop link that is in our description of the deal. That someone said that they went there and they couldn't go to it. I just checked the link out. The link takes you right to NFL shop, to the Lions page. I'm going to throw the basic NFL link. So the one that you're seeing come in there right now, this is not spam. This is me sending this out here. This is our NFL shop link. They actually have 30% off on there. So if you're going to get some, whatever, you get it. Yeah, get some swag, or you're doing some early Christmas shopping. They're giving some discounts in there via that link right there. So there you go. And if it doesn't work, let me know, because I don't know how this shit works, because we don't ever do this. So we're gonna try to get good at it.
And we'll be back on Monday morning. Hopefully, we'll be talking about the Lions being 7-2.
And hopefully, yeah. So this has been a good show today, man. So I want to go out there. Why don't you go ahead and plug the Monday night show, and I'll close us out.
Every Monday night, I got my own show. It's called the NFC North Open Mic. It's not as nice as this show. We're not a bunch of nice guys there. It's a trash talking show, and we are kind of mean. So bring your thick skin. NFC North Open Mic every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are in there destroying Packer fans. Won't you join us?
I love it. I love it right there. And this is the NFL Talk. Football Talk with Russell Wayne. We do this every day. I'm going to run down the schedule right here, because we actually have a rhyme to our reason. Mondays, when we do our shows, we're going to be just reviewing all of the games, and this is going to be all of the NFC North teams in this. So we're going to review all of the NFC North games and just stick into that part. We'll talk about the Monday night game on the Monday show. Tuesdays is Nerd Alert. Nerd Alert, all you guys that love all the stats, PFF Tuesdays. We maybe get some next generation stats. That's where Jeremy B loves to come in and give all his takes on all of these numbers. We're crunching numbers. On Wednesday, we're going to be doing all Lions. That is our Lions broadcast. So all you Lion fans, all of you guys jumping on the bandwagon, Wednesday's your show. Thursdays, we bring in And We Know Sports. We might even delve into some other sports. It might be sports talk on Thursdays with Grove GT Teague the fourth from And We Know Sports. And then Friday, you've just witnessed it. That's what we're doing today, is we're doing the lock picks. We're picking every single one of these games. We might even have some prop bets. Do you have any prop bets that you want to throw? Did you find anything prop bet wise that you wanted to throw in there? And that's okay. Sometimes we throw in some props.
There was nothing that stood out to me. I'm a little confused about the carries that Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are going to get. Nothing really stood out to me on prop bets this week. I do like Bijan Robinson to go over his rushing yards in Arizona, but I liked that bet last week, and Minnesota shut him down. So take that with a grain of salt. I think Bijan Robinson's been held down for like 4 games in a row now. Eventually he's going to break out. I think in Arizona might be a good place for it. So I like Bijan over. I think it's 57.5.
All right. Well, that's going to do it right here with this episode of Football Talk with Russell Wayne. And I'm going to leave you with the blessing like I do every day, because it is my faith comes first. I am a believer in Jesus Christ. Faith, family, because my family is awesome and I love my family. And then football. Remember that we use football. We don't let football use us. So may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again next time, which will be on Monday for Football Talk with Russell Wayne.
What's up, y'all? This is Ifeatu Melifonwu, safety for the Detroit Lions. And I just want to take some time out to give a big shout out to Russell Wayne and Main Event Mike from the Detroit Lions Villain Squad. It's a fan page and a podcast. And I just want to say I appreciate the support of me and my team, and I encourage everyone to go check out their podcast and check out their fan page. Go Lions.
know something is funny is like at the end of that little thing, Mike.
Yeah.
I wait for the yeah, you know.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah. Oh, and that's what I say to you. If you're out there and you're watching, I appreciate you watching because you have to be a football fan in order to watch this program. And no matter what you watched on, hit that like button. Go to the top rope like the Macho Man Randy Savage and drop a Macho Man elbow, a Macho Mane elbow right onto that like button. Drop an elbow right on that subscribe button because we appreciate you. And if you don't know where to subscribe, in the comments right now is coming the YouTube feed from the program that you just watched. And that's how you can do it. That's how you can support us. It doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that like button and we appreciate you. We appreciate the 2 people that just did it. Whoever you are. We appreciate Jean. She says one pride. Oh, Mike jumped out. This is what we call this, like the afterthought. I like Marvel. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm a WWE fan, as you can tell by our page. You can't tell. You can't tell I'm a WWE fan, can you? Right? A Macho Man elbow onto the like button. Oh man. It's week 10. You kidding me? Week 10. 10 weeks of this. This is crazy. What's up, Gene? Gene and I are still talking with each other. I love this. This is kind of like the nightcap, right? This is after the show's over. You know, like in the Marvel movies where they roll the credits. Rick says that he hasn't watched wrestling in forever. I get a lot of my ideas from wrestling. You know, sometimes you're the good guy, sometimes you're the bad guy. And if you're the good guy to somebody, sometimes you're the bad guy to somebody else. That's why I like being the villain. We're the villains. You know why? You know why we're the villains? It's not because we're bad. It's just that not everybody's going to be happy that we win. And to everybody that's not happy that the Detroit Lions are winning, we're the villains. So sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Don't care. We haven't had a winning team. We're going to relish in it. We're going to relish in it. Detroit fan man, do I start Gibbs or Monty? Fantasy problems. It's not a problem. Start them both. Both those guys are going to ball out. Let me ask you this. Detroit fan man, is it a point per reception? Do you get a point per reception in the league, Detroit fan man? If you can still hear me, because that's the big thing. If you get a point per reception, I'm starting both those guys all day long, not apologizing, especially if you have a flex position. And I agree with Rick. If you can only start one, and you have to make the choice, I would go with Gibbs over Monty. But unless you got sweet running backs. Ooh, wow. You can start 3. I think Jonathan Taylor would be the odd man out of that one. I would take both the production of Gibbs and Monty. I just have this. God, that's good. The Lions stopped the run. I don't know about Eckler. That's tough. Problem, Detroit fan, man. That's one of the best problems I've ever seen in fantasy football. How did you get all 4 of them guys? You probably got Taylor late because everybody was out on him until he came back. Well, thank you, everybody, again. If you're just popping on right here, this is Football Talk with Russell Wayne. And today we did our lock picks. We do this at 11 o'clock. This is kind of like the after the hour part right here. I think the Lions are going to beat the Chargers. I think the Steelers are going to put it to the Green Bay Packers. And I think the Vikings are going to lose too. It's a good Saints team. But we'll see. The Vikings have been proving me wrong a lot this year. I've been wrong. I've been wrong about the Vikings quite a bit. I thought they were going to be the worst team in this division. See, Rick agrees with me. That's a good problem to have, man. I remember back when it was Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. I mean, when you got the smoke, you got the smoke. Both those guys balling like a perfect game. That Ben Johnson talked about having both of them out there at the same time. Can you imagine the play action with Jahmyr Gibbs running to one side out for a pass or the other, between the handoff up the middle or to throwing it out on the perimeter to Gibbs? The Lions have the offensive weapons now to put defenses into a trick bag. A trick bag. Pick your poison. Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta are going to be eating in the middle of the field. Especially when you got Jamison Williams on the outside. The thing is this guy doesn't even need to catch passes to impact the game. You got 4.2 speed out there. You got to back off. You have to put people over top, or Jamison Williams is going to break out. Make those DB back off a little bit. And they have to. And you can run the football. That opens up lanes to run the football. That gives Amon-Ra St. Brown another 2 yards of cushion. And the other point right there, man, Rick, that's the biggest thing right there. The undersold thing. A healthy offensive line. I haven't seen it yet. And it turns out that Glasgow's playing better than Vaitai. Actually, Glasgow's playing like a top 3 guard in the league. And now you got Jonah Jackson back, Frank Ragnow's back, Penei Sewell's playing at an all-pro level. Taylor Decker's a stud. What are you going to do about Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa? What are we going to do? I'm tired of answering questions. I don't answer questions. You need to answer questions. What are you going to do about Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker? What are you going to do about Jahmyr Gibbs? What are you going to do about David Montgomery running the football? You going to stop that run? Nobody else has been able to. And now it's fully healthy. Now you have a fully healthy offensive line. And you don't think that's just nothing? That's just nothing? So I like how dangerous this Lions team is. On defense, it looks like it's going to get dangerous too. The entire defense, when you look at it, first, second, third year players. These guys are getting better. Jack Campbell is an animal. And when they find his spot on this defense, it's over. Put him out there. Detroit fan man, Glasgow, Monte, they were our best free agent pickups this year. I'm thinking that CJ and Mosley injuries are terrible. Glasgow, Monte, don't forget about Cameron Shutdown. Oh, you forgot about him. You know why you don't hear about him? Because ain't nobody throwing to him. Nobody wants to throw there. And that's why Jerry Jacobs got abused in that second game. And then he started shutting it down. The Lions are a force to be reckoned with. I think Gibbs and Monty will be used like we planned Swift and Williams last year. Gibbs screens on half the downs and Monty on the goal line short yardage. I don't know. They were talking about, man, I hope that you're wrong, Fred. I hope that they use them how I had it envisioned in my mind, where they're both out there at the same time. Like I said, you put Jahmyr Gibbs just to the right and do that little, tailback. Put him in that fullback just to the right. Hike the ball. You have Gibbs run to the outside. And then you have either play action to Monty right up the middle, because as soon as Gibbs moves, he's going to take a linebacker with him, right? I'm just dreaming. I think you can get it out there. They're gonna be running some slick shit. It's gonna be slick. Wow. Well, thank you guys for being part of this little after party thing. These are my Lions fans. You guys are my homies. But nothing ends the day. Nothing ends the day better than some Green Bay tears. God bless you guys. I'll see you guys on Monday. Go Lions.
It's not fair. They were so happy. It's not gonna be okay.
What's going on, Russell Wayne and the Main Event 365 Network? This is Jason Kabinda from the Detroit Lions. Here to give y'all a shout out, man. We appreciate all the support, man. Know you guys are big fans. Know that you guys are rooting for us to take the North this year, and we're going to do just that, man. Appreciate you guys so much. Just want to give y'all a shout out. You have a great day.